helped you pay the bills. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. Before we get started today, let me answer 2 questions I got in the last video. So the first question I got was about these little absorbers I got in my tool chest right here. So they're out there. If you didn't see that last video, these absorb moisture, and that blue right there will turn pink. When it turns pink, you put this in the microwave for like 5 or 10 minutes. It's got instructions right there on the back. And it takes the moisture out, then you put it back. You can just keep using them, probably for infinity, I guess. I don't know how long these things will last. I've had them for several years. But this is real good for a tool chest, because if you have somewhere that's prone to rust, like a shop like this one that's not climate controlled, this will help keep rust away, especially around all these nice, expensive hand tools right here. These hand planes are terrible when it comes to getting like dust on them, and dust carries moisture. So that right there helps you fight that off. I've actually got 2 of those in this top drawer, and down through here I got one in every drawer. That's my chisels. Right there's one of them. So I talked about that in the last video, and I forgot to leave a link down in the comments. I got these on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the top comment and also the video description to save you guys the hassle of trying to find them. And another question I got was about the dust collection outside this building. Where does it go? Let me show you that real fast. Man, it's windy today. Look over the wind noise. So out here beside the timber frame, right there is the dust collection hose coming through the wall, or the pipe rather. That sounds a lot better. And you could collect this in like a bin or a hopper. I just blow it on the ground, and I also bring down here the ashes from the wood stove, the chicken manure, and also the sawdust from the sawmill. And I let this stuff sit down here for a decent amount of time. And I do mix it up sometimes and add some grass clippings to it. And when it's aged pretty good, I take it over there on my hay field right there, that giant field. I own that entire field right there. That's about 13 acres. And I spread that on there for fertilizer. It works pretty good. Now we'll head up here to the new shop and finish building a pallet. Then we'll head down to the sawmill and stack some red oak. We need to sort some logs. I got some logs coming in here in just a few minutes. And then we're gonna saw up a decent black walnut log that belongs to a friend of mine. You guys hang in there. right, friends, it's always an exciting day at the sawmill for me when I get some logs in. This is mostly poplar, and we have 2 walnuts in there also. One on top right there, and a smaller one right there at the bottom. This is about 1,000 feet total. And a really nice poplar right here on the front. No signs of rainbow, but looks like some good logs. That one right there looks pretty clear on the face right there. This one has a knot right there on the side, not too bad. But these are nice and straight, guys. It looks like limited taper. Pretty good stuff right there, good stuff. So those logs, guys, came from a tree service. And if you're curious how much I paid for those, you'll have to join my Patreon page to find out. There's links down below to that. I put how much I pay for logs over there. I put information on there before it makes it to the videos. And more importantly, you get to see all my videos before they go on YouTube with 0 ads on them. And it helps keep this sawmill running. Because I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for Patreon, I would have probably quit making videos a couple of years ago because it helps keep diesel in the fuel tank on the sawmill, because these videos take up a lot of time, Before we get to sawmilling, I need to clear this table off and stack some lumber. And also, let me answer another question in the last video. Somebody said that red oak that you're sawing looks like it's 2 inches thick. It's 4/4, guys. That is not 8/4 lumber right there. Let me get my measuring tape out here. There you go. That is not 8/4. 4/4, actually 1.1 inches, actually. Is that what it's showing? Yeah, 1.1 inches. This right here will be made into flooring sometime this spring here at my sawmill. I'll run this through the edger. I'll run this through the kiln, then the edger, then the 4-sided molder, and this will make some really nice flooring. Real fast, just so I'll tell you guys right, 1.1 inches on the thickness. The little clip on the end of my measuring tape is stretched out. You don't get an accurate measurement from that. But when I do it the other way, it's right at 1.1 inches. And that's what my pattern mode was set up on the sawmill the other day, for 1.1 inches on the thickness. Whenever I say I'm sawing 4/4 lumber, unless I specify that it's actually 1 inch, it's always 1.1 inches. And that's standard practice for most sawmills, 1.1 inches. All right, guys, on the sawmill, it's a 10-foot black walnut log. It does not belong to me. Actually, half of it does. This belongs to a friend of mine. He's a bowl turner. He wants me to saw these into 12/4 blanks for him. He wants his 10 by 10 as far as the width and the length goes. He'll actually cut them down at his place, but we're sawing it on halves. So, since I'm doing bowl blanks for him on half of it, the other half, I'll just do bowl blanks as well. And I'll put them on the website so you guys can buy these if you want to. There's a link down below in the video description. Also in the top comment, I'm going to saw them at 3 inches on the thickness, 8 inches long and 8 inches wide, an 1/8 of an inch, discrepancy on both those measurements right there, but pretty close. And as soon as we sell all of them, I'll ship them out. It usually takes about a day or two for all of them to sell. Actually, it doesn't take a day or two. That was the time I did maple. These walnut ones sell almost instantly. So if you want one of these, I would act now, because they will be sold out within this video being on YouTube for 2 or 3 hours probably. So there's links down below. Go check it out. That's what we're going to be doing on this. If it wasn't his log and if it belonged to me, I would do probably 9/4 slabs, because it's 10 feet long. Those make really nice tabletops and bar tops, but it's his log. So I'm just happy I'm getting half of it. That's one thing you can do with the sawmill. If somebody brings you some logs to saw, sometimes it's better money to do it on halves. So if he paid me to saw this log, it wouldn't be a whole lot of money, you know, depends on what you charge a board foot. But if I can get half this log for myself and sell it for bow blanks or 9/4 slabs or whatever, the money's a whole lot better. So always keep that in mind. If they're branding you pine or poplar, you know, sometimes you're better off just charging them the salt. But if you can do on halves on something like this, you'll be doing pretty good at the end of the day. But that's what we're going to do here. So this log came from his forest. He said it was down for several months, and you can tell that on the end grain. I don't see a lot of defects here on the outside. It's not a gun barrel. It does have some swell down here on both ends, but not too bad, not too bad. All the bark is on it, and there's a little bit of mud on this side, so hopefully we won't dull the blade up too bad. On the sawmill, we got a Joe Maine Silvertip Turbo 7. If you want to try those blades out, call Joe Maine. Cell phone number is in the video description. I say that in every video because people keep on asking. They keep on asking, that's why I say it. And also another question to answer in the last video, you guys asked me, or some of you guys were kind of fussing at me over hearing protection while I was running the molder. I've always got a hearing protection in. You just can't see it. See how small that is right there? Here's a little carrying case for it. I always wear hearing protection around equipment. You just can't see it. So when I was running that molder, I had it in, you just couldn't see it. So all right, friends, I had to stop and change out some batteries on the camera and explain a few things. And if you're wondering why I'm going kind of slow today, even though I think I'll speed this up in the editing process, it's because that blade on the sawmill is getting kind of dull. And I'm trying to finish up this walnut without putting a new blade on there. So I think I can do it because the large cuts are over with, those real wide ones right there. Now we just got to trim it down. So the first problem is this cant right here is not as wide as I was hoping. I was wanting it to be 8 inches wide, so the bowl length will be 8 inches square. It's only about 7 3/8 on the width, and the reason it's not as wide as I was hoping, I had to take a heavy cut on one face to get rid of some sapwood. And by doing that, I knew I would lose some width on this final cant, and that's okay, but I wish I could have avoided that. But there was so much sapwood on this log, guys, I tell you. I'm not sure if it came from a forest or not now, to be honest with you. So on these bow blades right here, just know when you buy them, the width of them is only 7 3/8, and the length will be 8 inches. So sorry about that, but I don't think it's going to mess you guys up when you make your bow blades. You're going to lose about a 1/2 inch, but most of you guys have sent me pictures. It looks like you get rid of that pretty much on the bandsaw before you put it on your lathe. So now, having said all that, I'll come in here and I'll get several cuts right there once we get rid of the bark. And once I get down there to the pith, we'll discard that and get rid of it. And hopefully this check right here does not go in too deep. We'll have to see what it looks like, because this log was not anchor sealed whenever it was dropped, I'm pretty sure. But hopefully it doesn't go in too deep. We can still get several bow lengths out of this piece right here. So you guys hang in there and look over the slower sawing. I'm not going to put a new blade on there just to edge these down. I think I can get away with that blade on there just by going a little bit slower and finishing this log up. So we'll edge those down, get our bow lengths. And then if it doesn't get too dark on me, these cameras don't mess up, I'll try to put these on there next and work on those. But it depends on the light. I've got these cameras that do good in low light settings. They do really good, but once it gets about 5:30 here at the farm when the sun sets behind us, nothing does good. I tell you, I need to put some lights in down here sooner than later. That's on my list. I got a lot of stuff on my list. All right, guys, it looks like we're done sawmilling for the day. I could probably go ahead and finish this up off camera, but I can't video anymore. I do pretty good on close-up stuff, but when you bring the camera back away from the sawmill, it gets kind of blurry. It's just part of this time of the year. It gets dark way too early. So these are the smaller ones I was talking about, and I took a better measurement. They're actually 7 1/4 on the width. But I'll tell you what, guys, they are nice and clear. Check this out. That is some really good looking walnut right there. These will make some really nice bows, I think, even though I didn't get the width I was wanting. I think you guys will be pretty happy with them if you get one of these. And that check I was showing you guys earlier started right there on the end grain, and it went on up and ended about right there. So we lost about a foot of this walnut right here due to that terrible check. And that could have happened when the tree fell, I don't know. But if this would have been anchor sealed, that would have helped fight stuff like that. And down here on the other end, there was another check. It was similar to that one. Pretty nasty right there, but it does stop right there and it goes away. And if you buy these bowl blanks, guys, I do anchor seal them on both ends. That way they will not crack or nothing like that. Or hopefully they won't crack on you, but you never know with these bowl blanks. Now over here in the sawmill, I got 3 more of those. 1, 2, and 1 on the bottom. That one right there has the pith in it, and that's going to be firewood. So you will not get any pith in your bowl blank, trust me. But those 2 on the top and on the bottom should be some decent blanks in them. Then over here in the loading arms, I got those 3 slabs right there. Those will be going to my buddy who owns this log. I'll probably saw these up off camera maybe tomorrow just to get these done and he can come and get them. So like I was saying, guys, my half of this log will be on the website by the time this video comes out. There's links down below in the video description. And once all of them sell, I'll package them up. You'll get an email with a UPS tracking number, and hopefully within a week or so, you'll have them in your hands. So as you guys can see, it's getting dark out here, but the days are getting longer, thank goodness. It'll be springtime before you know it. And I think I'm going to do some more stuff here before I let you guys go. I think we'll head up to the wood shop and I'll take you guys with me and we'll run some more of that poplar through the molder and make some more shiplap. You guys hang in there.